Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? I'm
I'm trying to get the
good.
lights here. It's so dark. Like,
I can see.
I can.
It's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. It's okay.
Definitely.
As long as we can hear you and I can see you. You look beautiful, by the way. With your eyelashes look gorgeous.
Is it? Thank you so much.
You look
I think I'm just
amazing.
gonna make
There
a
you
plan like
go.
this. I'm gonna hold my phone. I'm gonna ask my son to actually hold my phone for me, so that I can talk. Please come and help mommy out.
This is why we need to have sons as women, like
100%.
because you need light.
I need lights, and mama must be here, and I'm
Mama needs
here.
to be on point. I love that. I love that. Thank you so
Hey.
much for joining in. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Elizabeth R, the Audacious Coach, and I am the founder and CEO of Simply Audacious. I am also the author of Audacity Activated, and in my entrepreneurial journey, I've realized that a lot of women have businesses, they have ideas, they work on their business plan, they work on their proposals, they work on all this administrative stuff, and it looks amazing, it's great. However, when they need to communicate their ideas, their craft, everything that I've planned on paper and it looks so good, they struggle to do that. And that is the purpose of today's conversation. Today's conversation, we are trying to assist that young lady who has a beautiful business plan. Everything is ready, but now she doesn't know how to communicate her ideas clearly. She does not know how to speak confidently, and she has a bit of struggle with her confidence. So, firstly, I'm joined by Zuma. She is the founder of Intombium Zulu Aesthetics Clinical Spa, which is it looks beautiful, by the way. I had a check on your Instagram page of your company, and it looks amazing. I mean, the details. I love beautiful things, so I was just blown away by that. So well done on that. So welcome, and
Thank
tell
you.
us a little bit about yourself, especially for someone who doesn't know you.
Alrighty. I'm Smangele. Hi. Thank you so much for having me,
It's a
Elizabeth. Thank you so
pleasure.
much. I'm Smangele Smiley Zuma. I'm from Nchongweni. I'm a village girl from Nchongweni. I'm just a girl that I went to high school here in Nchongweni.
Yeah,
Went to varsity in DUT, and
yeah.
I did somatology. I'm one girl who always been very, I can say, like gelly gelly. I like good things. I like looking good and making sure that you can
I
go.
love
Okay,
that.
I'm letting my son go now because you're so tired. Okay, I'm
I
just gonna
love
hold my
that.
phone like this, and then. But can you hear me? More than anything, I want you to
I
hear
can hear
me.
you perfectly. Just concentrate on the speaking. I can see you clearly. I can hear you perfectly.
Even if we put the lights out, ne?
I think, I mean,
Now I can talk. I'm comfortable now.
be
Okay,
comfortable, speak freely.
100%. So yeah, I've been always been this girl from a very young age. Elizabeth, making sure that everyone around me looks nice. Everyone around me feels super like confident and happy
Yeah,
person like that. So I did somatology. I didn't know there's a course that's called somatology, at first.
yeah.
And the first entry level that I got was actually a medicine school in UKZN. So when I went there, 2029, nah, yeah, 2029,
2000,
2009. That's 2009.
yeah.
I bet
2009.
I'm a one day. I'm already old. I'm
Just
a
come
one
back.
day.
I can see you
So
in the
yeah,
future. Come back. Join us here. Just come back. Just come back.
yeah. So back then, that was actually the entry level that I got, like to be
Yeah.
be a doctor and all of that. I remember this one time I went with my mother to go and actually do like the registration and all. I was like, no, but I don't like this. Like I don't understand, why am I here?
Yeah.
Because I want something that's actually that actually works for me,
Yes.
and it was me, and it was not a good news for my family and anyone to say, I'm just turning off this offer. And
Yeah.
I remember I got much because I just wanted to know, like I didn't find myself, like what do I really need
Yeah.
to do, you know? Up until I went to DUT, and I did a research. I went to a counselor there, like the student counseling, like those ones for careers and stuff. And then I told this lady, I'm like, listen, I want to do something with like beauty, something just to make people feel okay and all of that, but a professional way. And she
Yes.
was like, no, you can do somatology, you know. And I was like, what is somatology? And then she explained to me. I was like sold. I was sold. First time, I was like, listen, please put me in. I'm coming next year because I had to even take like a good yeah, because I actually wanted to do the somatology, né? And I started 2010 somatology. I liked it so much. I was so happy. I was flourishing because it was something that actually like works for me, you know.
Yeah.
From there, I worked for a lot of spas, lots of spas. I've been around of being a therapist up until I went to Sobe, yeah. And then I went to
I
Sobe, and
love
then that's
Subway.
after Sobe. Love
Yeah.
it to bits. Those people are still top tier till today. They train
Yeah.
you how to be a good person. Beside work wise, they train you to be self growth. You know how to take care of yourself, what to do,
Excellent
what not to
customer
do.
care.
Because there's trainings there, and the trainings actually do help a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Elizabeth, I went in and I jumped in, and yeah.
I think I knew you were the right person to talk to about this conversation. I love what you just said that you literally had to speak and have speak up with confidence and express to your parents that actually mom, dad, I would like to go into business and this is actually what I would like to do and I would like to be in the beauty industry, study somatology and start my own company. So fast forward a little bit, when you finally now you're done studying the course and you've got your papers already, you've done your business plan, you've got your funding. Now you actually have to actually start. What was the most difficult conversation that you've ever had to have in that process of starting your aesthetics clinical spa to where you are now? If there was a difficult conversation, whether it was a difficult conversation with a client, whether it was a difficult conversation with a supplier, whether it was a difficult conversation with an investor, if you did get funding for your business, I just want our listener who wants to go into the business space and they're like, I have a shy personality.
Mm.
How will I say you got my order wrong? How will I say you didn't invoice me correctly? Or how will I say I paid for this, but this is missing? And they need that confidence. How did you handle difficult conversations so that our listener can learn from you?
Trust you me, Elizabeth, if I say, I worked for Sobe, and then when COVID started, and everyone was getting shortlisted, you can't come to work because this and this and that, da, da, da. I think because I'm one person who prays and love God so much, I want God to lead my way. I always pray and say, God, just lead my way. And I always have ideas out of God. It's not me. All ideas, it's not me. And I remember this one time, I think it was like 2 o'clock, midnight. I was like, no, they didn't even shortlist me. They still want me in the company. I'm just gonna quit. Like, let me just resign. And then I resigned without any plan. Ne? This is what I want you to a lot
That's
of
an
people to understand.
audacious move. That is I just need to. That's so audacious. You are so brave.
Mm. Thank you. So I just well, I woke up and I was like, I'm not going there. I told my boss, I'm like, Nas, because I speak to her like till today. She's amazing. All my bosses from Sally Beauty. I've worked in a lot of spas. Everyone, those are the people. Those are the ladies that still pushes me. To say, hey, Smart, please push, push, push. So my in the morning. I told her, I'm like, please, I'm not coming. I'm just gonna be doing my own thing. She's like, but how are you gonna survive? You've got a son, this and this and that, you know. And the idea is, that's why I'm saying, if you connect with God and trust God and pray to God, God will always align you to what you need to do. I started my company with 0 cents. Trust you me if I say I started my company with 0 cents, because I had an idea that I'll just go. One of my friends, I have my friend that used to stay in Morningside that time. I didn't even have like a good phone quality and all of that. She had like an iPhone. I don't even remember what type of that model was. So I went to Sbabalwe, and then I was like, bruh, I'm going to come in, I'm going to take nice pictures, I'm going to broadcast that picture, I'm going to be like, I'm a mobile spa, this and this and that, in just one day, posting that and putting me on. It was a bomb. It was a bomb, trust me. I got so many bookings in one day, and it was so
Wow.
hard because now I don't know how to manage business. I don't know what to do. I'm just a lady that just resigned. I'm not even scared. I was like super happy. I remember myself being happy because now I didn't have an idea that I need to have like a policy where people can just book, have that discount, what, paying for a fee and all of that. But I remember people booking, and I made sure that I come through, and I represent myself, you know. I didn't have any stock. Another funny thing, I didn't have a stock. I remember that one guy that I did in Mshanga, I had to go there taking taxis, and when I get there I was like, she's like, oh, I'm so proud of you. So you're starting your own thing, and that's when it's registered with Aibo. I'm really starting my own company now, you know. It's so funny, and I've always been someone who wants to put myself in a situation where I represent myself like professionally and all of that. You see, I had like, I remember, I don't, yeah, I was wearing black. I was wearing black, looking all cute and all. And I had only a spa thingy, like, you know, those, what they call it, spa bath. Yeah, I only
Yes,
had
yes,
that
yes,
one.
yes, yes,
That
yes,
was,
yes.
yeah, I got it from my grandmother while I was from Emma
Yeah.
Kitchen and all of that. So that's when I used that. I was like, oh, and I got there. There's no scrap, there's nothing. And the guy was like, Sissy, so what are you doing? I'm like, I just started yesterday, but look at the amount of people that are booking. I showed him everything because I remember that time I was
Yeah.
not too big on Instagram. I was actually on Facebook,
Do you
and
remember
then
more or
I
less how many people actually booked on that first day, your first day on the
trust
job
you
of
me,
your own
more than 20,
Oh, that's
more than
impressive.
20. Because when I put people, and they're not supposed to come to our spa, and they at home they're stressing, and you know, along the way, that's when I was doing all of this thing where I'm sanitizing. What was it was called, PP,
I think
what
PPE products, something like that.
Mm, mm.
PPE
And then that's
products.
when I realized that I need to do some videos now to say,
Yeah.
okay, I don't have COVID. I need to get the permit from thingy police station. I did all of that, you know. And I remember myself every day I'll cry, come home and cry. I'm like, but I have money here. But also I'm crying because now I'm thinking, okay, with this man, I need to go and buy and buy. That's when I bought
Correct.
and
So
bought stock.
now, you were audacious. You started your business. You were like, I'm quitting my job. I'm doing this. Now you started to feel overwhelmed because now the demand is high. You're getting a lot of clients. Now you need to stock products. Now you need to learn how to balance your budget,
And
your
mind you,
money, your
I
spreadsheet.
don't have, like, I'm just a therapist. I don't know anything about business, you know. I have
So
no
wait,
idea.
how did you then move from being in that space of being like confused, overwhelmed, having all these things happening? How did you move from that place to getting to a point where you now get everything in order? Were there steps that you took? Was there someone that you asked for help? Because all of that involves speaking up with confidence. Because firstly, to admit that I need help, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of boldness. So how did you navigate that so that if there's someone else who needs to learn that they can see, okay, if Zuma did it like this, I'm going to do it like this also.
You know, that's why I keep on saying all the time, every interviews that I go to, I always tell them that if Lord will direct you right through, you know. I didn't put any posts to say, okay, now work is coming like overload. I need to get therapists, this and this and that. Um, honestly speaking, God did so well. Some of the things, like now I'm confused what to say, because now I remember myself having staff that were helping me, girlies that were helping me, and I'll pay on the day, give them like a percentage, 50% on the day. I remember myself getting to a situation where I'm like, no, now I need an admin. I need to hire. You know, I remember myself doing research, and I'm one person who always go for business seminars everywhere, you know. So that's when I started. I'm like, no, now I need to treat myself like an entrepreneur, you know. I didn't even know there's a name that's the entrepreneur, you know. I didn't know anything. So CEO, what is a CEO? What does CEO stand for? You know, I'm just a therapist, just a girl that actually wants good things, you know. So I can say it's more of God. God like been in my journey for
That's
ever since
amazing.
I allowed him to lead my way. He's been in my way, because honestly speaking, even the challenges that came, I've experienced a lot of challenges. I still do, but I'm one person who believes that whatever that I face, or whatever challenge that comes on my way, it's part of out, or it's part of testing. God wants to see me if am I really ready for the big move, because all the challenges that I faced, it's not just little. I faced really like super challenges where I'm like, oh, but I'm never going to give up, you know. I've got this thing, I'm never going to give up. At the same time, I've got this thing, no, man, I'll discover my destiny one day. So I must just push. God wants to see me am I that strong soldier for him, and yeah, man. It's all about that, and I've been pushing. I've crossed oceans. I've cried on my birthday when I was
We're just
there.
making
I
audacious
remember
moves.
this
We're just
one.
making audacious moves.
I remember this one time I had to do a client till my birthday. I love my birthdays, because that's when I celebrate my life, and I'm like, God, thank you. I go all out for my birthday. So I remember this client booked, and I did this client, and it's gonna be 9 because I'm a 9 October. It's gonna be 9 now. I can see it's okay midnight. Because when I worked. This is another thing with me. I didn't got time. It's 2 or 4 whatsoever. I worked. If there's bookings, I'll make sure that I come through, and I'll make sure that the client is happy, and giving all the top tier saying I'm grateful with this. I'll always be grateful the way, the trainings, everything that I've been in, you know. So yeah. I've never to a point where now you just ask me about the sponsor, this and funding this. I'm one person who can say, okay, no, now after 7 years in the business, I think I need the funding, because I'm one person who I don't want. I think my mother taught me to be very you know, do my own things in that way, where I had chances to get fundings. I had people saying, okay, let me give you this 1 million, let me give you this. I've always rejected that, you know. Even still now I'm still one person who denies. I'm like, I want to look at myself and say I'm at the top because God and me pushed you. So you see, I'm one person who doesn't believe in that. Not that I have this pride whatsoever, but I have this thing. I've pushed,
You would
and I've
like,
always
you want to
pushed.
build it. You want to build it with God. I get it. What was the most difficult challenge you've had in your business, and how did you handle it?
Finance finance. It's always been finance till today, and I thank God, because I always go for business seminars. When you listen to other entrepreneurs that have been in business for long, over a decade, they will tell you that after a decade, maybe you can say, okay, it's others some, but when it comes to finance, it's always been finance, because money come and go every day of my life. And I've been in a situation where, like last year, it was so hard, because now, I mean, if finance are there issues, and people are not booking in, you know, it's just dry. It's dry. No bookings, nothing. I have a rent to pay because I stay in Joburg. I have this and this. I have a son, you know. So that is one thing that's been a very a challenge to me, you know, for long, which still now, you know. That's why I'm like, for now I know business, and I understand now that, okay, now I can say, okay, give me funding. I understand what's going to happen, you know. I
Yeah.
don't want someone to say, umbo nanje, she's driving a G-Wagon because we gave her this, we this and that. No, I'm Smiley Zuma. I know what I deserve it. The G-Wagon is my first car. I don't have a car. I know that God will give me a G-Wagon. That's I'm sure of. And it's not about any funding that will help me to get to that. I'm in a situation now, even now at this space, I'm in a space where I see myself growing so much to a point where that G-Wagon, I can get it in a minute, you know. So it's a matter of pushing yourself and believing in yourself, in your craft, and making sure that you're professional by all means, you know, and making sure that you're nice, you're kind to people, you ask help. I'm one person, if I don't have airtime whatsoever, I need to do with this, I call and say, please help, please help, please help. And people do reach out, you know, they do reach out. They're like, definitely, you know, and when they help, it's just it's growth. And I was like, last year, no, let me just do the rebranding. Do the rebranding of myself. I did the rebranding for my company, you know, how I look, how I did this and this. I
I
joined
saw
the
the
gym,
recent
you know.
pictures. They look very beautiful.
Thank you so much. So, you know, it's part of growing, you know, and it helps to be in spaces where you've got ladies that actually like that like, motivates you, you know. I have girls that I can mention that motivates me, like entrepreneurship, that I can say, oh, she's doing so well, how is she doing it, you know. I'm still learning. Every day you learn, and I'm happy, and I'm just enjoying. It's so hard, Elizabeth, so hard, because now if you look at this, I've got people that I pay, you know. I've got therapists that
Yeah,
are in Joburg, Cape Town. I have therapists that are
yeah,
in KZN. I have 1, 2, 3 in Lesotho. So I
yeah.
pay salaries. I also have a farming company at the side. I have farmers that I need to pay, you know. The fact that I pay, they're all happy, happy, happy. What about me? What's my
Being an
salary? But I
entrepreneur,
know.
being an entrepreneur is not an easy journey. I think also from everything that you've said, there's times when you're going through difficulties where the finances are a little bit tight, and yes, you do have to prioritize your employees first, and then you pay yourself last sometimes. And also, there's times where there's different types of challenges, whether it's with a specific client, whether it's a it's an investor, or whether it's whatever the case may, supplier, and you have to pull yourself up and think logically. You have to speak with confidence, you have to speak with clarity, and constantly know who you are, know your values. I see that our time is getting a little bit short. I'm just going to ask you one last question, and then we're going to close. For the times that you have been in a difficult situation and you've been discouraged, maybe business is slow, things are not coming up all right, how did you manage to pull yourself up again, to encourage yourself to still continue? Because entrepreneurship is not an easy journey. It forces you to grow, it forces you to work on yourself, it forces you to face reality that if you don't get up and do it, everything stands still, because everything now relies on you, especially as the founder.
100%. I have two things that I always do all the time when I feel like stuck, when I feel like I'm just in my corner and all of that. First thing first, I fast and I pray. Secondly, I always try to look at myself and say, what did I do wrong? Look at myself and say, okay, what did I do wrong? Then that's when I always rebrand. I'm one person who always rebrand. Every year I rebrand myself. Not even every year, I can say every month I rebrand myself, you know. And I look at myself, I'm like, okay, bad surrounding. I see, okay, cut. You know, I see this and this, it's not going the way it should be. I've cutted so many friends, you know, people that will tell you, yeah, let's just go buy Gucci, this and that, you learn as you grow, and those people, they just, it's one of God's way to make sure that they're out of your way, because now you don't want distraction when you in this, you're on your own, no one understand that, how, but you always don't have money, you don't have money, but we
Yeah,
say
it's
you
because
do
people don't
it.
understand that first you have to prioritize the business expenses and make sure that that everyone is paid and everything's done. Then you can look at paying for yourself. And eventually, when your company is stable and you're making, good money, and then you have enough to pay for yourself the way that you
Where we're
should be
getting, I
paid.
think we're
But
getting
when you're
there.
starting at the beginning, you have to prioritize on, because now whatever little money, let's say your business is so small, whatever little money that's coming in, if you spend all of it, you're not able to save for other bigger opportunities that your company can have, whereas they could have it if the money is saved and put aside. That makes so much
Mm.
sense. Thank you so much for joining in on the live. Our time is up. There's 3 minutes to go. Just want to say thank you, and thank you for your encouraging words. Entrepreneurship forces you to grow, and I love what you mentioned at the end about personal development, that you're always looking, you're always asking yourself questions. Where did I go wrong? Why is this happening? Can I do it differently? And I love what you said, that you're always attending business seminars to see what other women are doing. Sometimes when we look at other female founders and other entrepreneurs, especially if they're doing better than you or you perceive that they're doing better than you, it's so easy to be insecure and start feeling like I'm falling behind, I'm not getting clients, that one is
100%.
doing. It's so easy to be too hard on yourself, too critical on yourself, and not actually acknowledge the right steps that you have taken, the achievements that you've managed to achieve in the time that you've started. And sometimes often we compare ourselves with people who have been doing entrepreneurship for 20 years, they're very successful. Then you've only been doing it for 12 months, you've only been doing it for 2 years. You need to pay school fees, and part of paying school fees is making those mistakes and learning from those mistakes. Doing the work, doing inner work, where myself, Elizabeth are the audacious coach, where I help you to work on your confidence, to cultivate your
Please,
confidence, to
please
think
take
boldly, to
me,
live
take
boldly,
me.
because
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, one thing about entrepreneurship, it will challenge you and force you not only out of your comfort zone, but you will face yourself. If you are not a disciplined person, you will be forced to deal with your laziness. If you are
I'm
not
happy.
a person who is decisive, you will be forced to make decisions sometimes on the spot. And it is so important to have discussions like this so that we're able to learn from each other and
Thank you
help
so
those who
much.
are at home feeling so stuck, like I want to do this but I don't know where to
You
start,
are a
or
real
I'm
coach,
facing.
because I feel like I'm being, yeah, you are being trained. Yeah, I'm happy.
You
I'm
and I
happy
can,
we can
you and I will have a coaching session after the live. It's okay. But
definitely.
thank you
Again,
so much.
I'm one of the first. I'm the one of the first students there. No, you are really. Yeah, I hear you.
We'll definitely have a coaching session during the week. Definitely, we're doing that. But thank you so much for coming in. I definitely learned a lot from you, and yeah, and I hope the people that joined in and listened, they also learned a lot. If you would like coaching and you are struggling with where you are, you're feeling stuck, you are feeling, a bit foggy, confused, you're not
And
thinking
I
clearly,
forgot.
you don't know
I
where
think.
to
I think
start.
also. Sorry to cut you talking, but I think also, like, because I'm a KZN girly, I have
Yeah.
lots of other entrepreneurs that are feeling like me. Like sometimes they feel like, we always make a plan where you can actually coach like us, like tell us what to,
Yes.
because you guys know better. You're a coach for a reason,
Yes.
so from outside, so you can coach me, say, Smart, take the fundings are going to help you, this and this. Put it
Yes.
there in my mind that you really need it as much as you don't want, but also teach me how, why, and all of that.
Yes, we'll definitely do that. But I was just saying, like, for any other person that's listening in on the live, if they are feeling stuck and they would like a breakthrough session to gain their confidence and clarity, just DM me Audacity and I will definitely contact you. Thank you so much. It's 7:30. We did say our live is going to be 30 minutes. So, bye. Have a good evening.
Bye. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
All right, bye.